You know what it is when the games are live, so are we. Welcome to Live Lines here on the Sports Keg YouTube channel. I'm your host, Dane Martinez. They call me the spitting statistician. And, he may be new to town, but he is not new to finding value. It's my man, Matt Dickson. What's going on, Matt? This is our maiden voyage.
Maiden voyage.
Cash, right? How you feeling?
Yep. I feel great. I got off to a good start tonight. Looking forward to getting with the chatters here. I'm probably going to be some familiar names in there. I'm sure they know me. Absolutely. Sure they know my tendencies. Just looking forward to a great season. Yeah.
Absolutely. We already got Jonathan Nelson in the chat room, man. Like, yo, Twatty, what's up? I've been down with the Keg for years. He used to come on my show when I was over at Sports Grid. We've done some things. We did live lines for the NBA as well. And we're looking to find some winners here. Going around the card, we're going to be doing this on Tuesdays, just so people know, because, it's a full slate of games on Tuesday nights, and then, more chances to find winners, find cash. So let me ask you straight off the top, Matt, is there anything out there that has either already happened or opportunities? That's what we're trying to do. If you're ever in the New York area, you see the MTA, they say, if you see something, say something. That's what we are going to try to do here on this show. I know you already had your eyes on the Padres and the Buccos. You were throwing out picks for this game even before we got going, even before they went. And what are you seeing right now? I think we got some interesting opportunities over there.
Well, as everybody knows, I murder the Pirates. I mean, I literally, when I used to sell picks, it was $50 a pick, and it was $100 for a Pirate pick. So okay. I murder them. And as we know, their bullpen is complete dog shit. Okay. I foresee the San Diego making a comeback in this game, and I'm thinking if we can get plus 350, plus 400 before it gets too late, that's something we want to jump on.
So let me ask you this, because they just finished the top of the fifth in Pittsburgh, all right? And I'm seeing this now 6-3 Pittsburgh, so 3-run lead. And I can see the fathers right now, at least over on FanDuel. You ready for this? Moneyline plus 520, Matt. Okay, yeah. So you're getting better than 5-1 on your money. And I think there's two things that are interesting here. One, you talk about how the Pirates bullpen is blunt guts trash. The other thing is something I think we all, need to tell people. It's going into the bottom of the fifth, right? So the Pirates are getting up right now. And that's always kind of one of my rules of thumb. If you're going to bet a team, live, bet them when they are in the field, not when they are up, obviously, because that's when, they can get the rallies and the numbers will change in that favor. So this could be the opportunity. You're getting better than 5-1 on your money here, Matt. What do you say?
Yes, I'm down. I'm down. I'm going to tell you, we're 2 minutes in and we already got a pick going.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So this is something that I like as well. We're going to update the plays. Oh, we got the Keg in here as well. Jonathan Nelson also on this, because this Pirates bullpen is absolute trash. I agree with this. The Pirates bullpen ERA is 4.53 so far on the season. Okay, so we know they suck. Here's the other thing for this that I wanted to ask you about, Matt. Not only are they a bad bullpen, but you know what I like to check out is who was used in the bullpen the last couple of days, right? So you know who's fresh, who's rested, if that bullpen has been taxed. Now, you're all over the Pirates. Do they have kind of their A relievers even able to go in this game, or will it be a team and a shitty bullpen against the fathers coming back?
Yeah, it's not a well-rested bullpen, and they're bad. And not only that, I mean, Bednar, who's their closer, is on the trading block. Okay. It's real sad that the two favorite Pirates in Pittsburgh are McCutchen, obviously, and Bednar, and they're both on the trading block right now, which is on another note. But so we don't have a real good morale here. But here's the other thing about the bullpen. Okay, so the Pirates bullpen is terrible. We've established that. But the Padres have the third best bullpen in baseball.
Okay, so they can hold that lead, we think, potentially.
100%. So if we get into a bullpen battle, Padres definitely have the advantage there.
Yeah, by the way, the Padres bullpen ERA lowest in the National League right now, Matt, at 3.24. So we like that. You got shitty bullpen versus good bullpen and the conditions here. So we'll see what happens in that game. That's definitely something to look at. Here's another one that I'm interested in right now. I was looking at San Fran and Toronto. Okay. This game, Gosman on the hill, he's been great. He could be a Cy Young candidate in the American League. This game is in the bottom of the fifth. It's 1-0 Giants, okay? To me, the interesting part here is not about a side, but the total. The total started in this game at 8 on the number. It's down all the way to 4.5. Let me tell you something. These bullpens, I don't care if they're the best in the middle, on the bottom. They ain't Kevin Gosman. You know what I mean? So I think that there's opportunity in the later stages of the game for us to go over the number. It started at 8. It's now at 4.5. I actually kind of like 4.5. And here's the other reason why. If I get 2-2 at any point in this game, I'm guaranteed to go over. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that one? I like your play because we're getting 5-1 on our money. I'm looking at the total right now. It's over 4.5. It is heavily juiced because it's looking like it's going to continue falling. But I would like to try to sneak over a live total in Toronto. What do you think?
I'd be curious. I'd have to look up where Gosman is at pitch count because Gosman is filthy. He is absolutely. When I see him pitch, I'm like, how does a left-hander hit him with that splitter? I mean, it just falls off a table down and away. So I'd be interested to see.
Pitch count.
I see he's got 8 Ks, which is funny because his prop was 8.5.
That was his strikeout prop. Yeah.
So he only needs one more for that.
Yeah, but here's an interesting part. He's thrown 90 pitches, man. He's already thrown 90 through 5. Okay, so they're gonna get him out of there.
Yeah, that's so. I like your play a little bit.
Left, right?
I like your play even a little bit more because he's dealing. I mean, he's given up 1 run through 4 or 5. Yeah,
only 2 hits. He's through 5
with 8 Ks.
Yeah,
he's averaging
9 now even.
Yeah, 2 Ks an inning.
Right, but I think the key number here that you got to look at is he's already thrown 90.
Yeah, he's about done.
You know,
so he may get maybe one more inning.
So I'm gonna add this to our plays. Look at us, guys. We're only 10 minutes in, okay, and we've already given you chances to get cash in 2 ways. We're looking for the Padres to come back, and we're also gonna add a little Giants Blue Jays over live 4.5. I like that one.
By the way, Dane, just for whoever's in the chat, we probably don't have too many people in here yet, but I wouldn't do a full unit on that plus 520.
No, that's fair.
You know what I mean? I would be at a quarter unit or half unit or something. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Good clarification there. We do have people in the chat. And by the way, listen, if you see something, say something. All right? Let us know because we can only be watching what? I'm watching 2 games. I'm watching the live lines. I'm picking up stats of numbers pitched. I'm trying to manage the scroll as well. If you see something that is interesting, put it in the chat. Let us know what you see, and we'll talk about it. If we co-sign the bet, if we lean the same way or not, that's exactly what we want to do. I already got Jason Graham telling us he's at 90 pitches. That is the interesting part of it, the information. We got another game that is.
Hey, Dane, real quick. Can you hold the ship down? I want to pull up the YouTube chat. So I need about 30 seconds. Do you mind just holding the ship down there?
We got the chat right here, though. I gotta give you the inner workings of how to work it here on the StreamYard. But I'll let you know on the top right, you should have comments, my man. I don't know if you have comments somewhere.
Well, I do.
You'll be able to see it. But
okay, I do see it. I do see it now.
There you go. So the last one I got Jason Graham telling us he's at 90 pitches. You may be able to see that as well. One thing I do want to let people know, Dodgers and Rockies are about to start. And in the spirit of us going live on Tuesdays, right, I thought about giving the people a Dinger Tuesday. All right. And my Dinger Tuesday, the great promotion that FanDuel does, is in that Dodgers and Rockies game. All right. So Will Smith has gone yard in his last 2 games. Both of those were in Chavez Ravine. Okay, now we move over to Colorado and Coors Field. I think he can stay hot. I think he can get another one. You're getting about 3-1 on your money. So I like Will Smith to go yaya in Colorado. And the other thing I'll say about it is this. I like to pick games. Part of my strategy, at least with the Dinger Tuesday promotion, is I pick games with the highest totals anyway, because I think the environment is there for, even if my guy doesn't get it, for more and more guys to go yard, get the bonuses back, that sort of thing. So I just want to let you know, in that game, I am on Will Smith to go yard. I'm also on the over strikeout prop for Clayton Kershaw. Now, when I got it, it was over 5.5. It has since moved to 6.5, but I like it better at 6.5 because now it's at plus 120. All right. Yeah. When it was over 5.5, it was like minus 130, minus 135.
Right.
It's moved up to the 6.5 strikeouts. I still like it.
You get 70 cents.
Colorado strikes out, I think, third most in the National League. Kershaw has 7 or more strikeouts, and I believe like 7 of his last 9 starts. So I think the conditions are there for Kershaw to strike some people out and the Dodgers to go yard. 11.5 is the total in that one. So we'll get to Matt's K props and his home run props. Those both go for a game that's first pitch in a little while. So we got a little while longer for that. We're already in on San Francisco, Toronto. We need 4 more runs in that one. And we need the fathers to come on back. Now, do you bet the Pirates a lot, Matt, because you are a fan of the Pirates? Are you in the Pittsburgh area? What's going on? Why?
Well, yeah, I live in Pittsburgh. And I'm a fan of them, but trust me, I fade them more than I bet them, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, no, the Pirates and Steelers. I mean, I pretty, I kill with them. Not to be that guy, but yeah. Listen. So I want to say 30. What are we? 38-18 or 38-21 on the Pirates this year, or something like that.
I like it. I have a philosophical question for you.
Please.
I'm looking at Phillies Cubs in Chicago, right? I care about the wind in Wrigley. Okay, and the wind in Wrigley is blowing in tonight at about 15 miles an hour, and I see a live total of 7.5. They've got 2 runs on the board already. Is 2-part question for you. How much do you factor in something like the wind, and does it need to for you be 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour before it actually moves the needle from you?
I mean, I think 15 is the starting point.
Yeah.
The one problem I have with the Cubs in this under with the wind blowing in, is I think the Cubs are super underrated with their bats.
Okay.
I mean, their bats they got Tauchman they brought in Tauchman from the Yankees. Nico Horner is finally hitting. Suzuki could hit. I mean, some of these guys who weren't real good for the last couple of years now are starting to smash,
Okay. But just to play devil's advocate here.
Of course, yeah.
Play devil's advocate. They was over in London over the weekend, right? And so, at least in the NFL, after you play that London game, you get a bye week, to get the circadian rhythms back, Yeah. So what do you think about that? To me, I could see them coming out a little sleepwalking, a little, need to still get their bearings when they are now back home because of, you do not have that kind of road trip regularly. Obviously, they were playing the Cardinals in London over the weekend. That, baseball players are creatures of habit, Matt. You know what I'm saying? And so I wonder how that goes. Our guy Tommy Boy, by the way, is saying, watch out also in that total in Chicago because it is a shot of Jameson Taillon on the hill for the Cubs, thinking that he's the worst pitcher in baseball. At least he has and he also has like one less testicle than the rest of us.
He does. He does have less.
That
he has one testicle.
Right?
That's exactly right.
When he was in Pittsburgh is when
got to throw off your equilibrium somehow.
It probably does. We can ask John Kruk about that as well. Keeping an eye on this. Let me ask you.
So, but what is it, Dane? It's 7.5
right now in Wrigley.
Yeah.
I got a 7.5 minus 113 on both sides. I got 2-0. Bottom of the third, man on third, and 2 outs. Nico Horner, who you just brought up, is up right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of neutral on that. Whatever you think. If you like it, throw it on.
No, it's not official. It's not
just talking through it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. yeah. And that's the thing here. And I love it. Everybody's stopping by. We already got some people watching, some people, Jason Graham, Tommy Boy in the chat. I think it's important, to process this. Like, to be quite honest, Tuesdays moving forward, when the boys of summer are out there, come on in, check us out. All right. Nico made out, so that ends the inning. Thank you, A. Selly. So now the over 7.5 is even money. So we're going to be talking these things through. You know, I'm not just trying to give you plays or read box scores. You know, anybody can do that. What we want to try to build here is you're watching the games and you also have us up on like a second screen, and we're kind of like illuminating the opportunities for you. You know, the way I think about it, Matt, is like, remember Batman had the signal that would shine in the sky? you know, right? It's almost like we're trying to shine a money sign in the sky and just steer it in the right direction for you here on Live Lines. You know, will we be right all the time? No, but I do think live betting gives you such an opportunity. You know, we can see all the data, all the trends going into the game, but the beauty is going while watching the game, you know, your two eyes are really what the most important things. As my man Matty, your mom's favorite capper, lights another one up, keeps it going. That's what I'm
Jason Graham. Jason Graham, where are you from, my man? You say not far from Erie. I spend a lot of time in Erie. Not a big fan of it, but I spend a lot of time there.
Yeah, we'll find out. Oh, viral video already saying we are the best live show, telling the kegger that that's what's up, and we're only 16 minutes in. We're going to start it. We decided to start at 8:30 Eastern time because, quite frankly, you know, that's when the action's getting good on the East Coast, 7 o'clock Eastern time games. You know, you're getting into the 5th, 6th, 7th inning. You're getting into the bullpens. You're getting to the third time of the order. You're getting to that time where you really can start to make some hay. So we're going to be going on from 8:30 until through the end of the, you know, East Coast games, give you a little bit of something for those West Coast games that are going. We'll see how long we go. We'll see how many people are in the chat. We'll see how much fun we're having, but we'll definitely be here to pop it off at least once a week, probably on Tuesdays, because we have some great opportunity. Matt, there's another
Padres scored.
They did?
Yeah. And Rich, Dick Mountain is still pitching. Why is he's going to give up this lead himself? Why do you still have him out there?
It's possible. You know what? Shoot, I put it in the damn stream and I didn't bet it myself, Matt. So now it's down to plus 310. But, you know, we still got a lot of time to go. It's just the top of the 6th. Still 2 outs, men on first is what I see here.
Yeah.
But I still like it. If you didn't get it at 5-1, still 3.5 is basically where it is right now, plus 340.
What was I gonna say? Viral, my man. I appreciate those books you sent me on blackjack.
Oh, you got books on blackjack?
Yeah, and it's like I don't even know why I had him send them to me. I'm an idiot. I martingale blackjack like a complete loser.
Do you really?
Yeah. Down 100, bet 200. Down 200.
Oh, no, I understand the theory. Trust me, I understand the theory. It's just like, and you know, if you had an unlimited bankroll, it would be foolproof. If you can handle like, you know, 16 hands in a row, you drop. But I don't know. So let me ask you, with that system, what happens when you split or double down? Doesn't that throw a monkey wrench into it too?
You can't.
Okay.
You can't. You got to roll. You got to roll it out. You just got to play it, which defeats the purpose. I mean, if you got 2 aces, of course you got to fucking split that, but you can't, because then if you triple up a bet, like let's say you split 3 times, now you got to make double what you just lost, and that'll bankroll real quick.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm an aggressive blackjack player, Matt. You know, we haven't been at the tables together, but you know, I like to double down with a 9 sometimes if I'm facing a 5.
Yeah.
You know, listen, if I get the hammer, I'm gonna swing the hammer of leverage anytime I possibly can. You know what I mean? What are you watching? The Padres scoring some more? 2nd
and 3rd, 2 outs. A hit right here. We're tied. Let's get it.
That's it. And let me ask you something. You get the Padres. We got the Padres at what? Plus 520. Let's say in the 7th, the Padres take a 1-run lead. Are you going to be happy holding your 5-1 ticket, or are you going to try and get plus money on the other side?
Oh, no, I'm holding. I got a great bullpen against a terrible bullpen.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
I'm holding there.
Fair enough.
But here's a play. I don't know if because I tried to get it all day, and it was Woo over 5.5 strikeouts tonight. Seattle,
yeah,
and they were hanging like minus 180 for 4.5. Does anyone see? Did that move to 5.5?
5.5.
Because it was going to move to 5.5 at any point, and I like the over 5.5 in that game.
Okay. The Nationals, oddly enough, don't strike out a ton.
No, I know. But if I'm not mistaken, he averages maybe 1.2 strikeouts an inning-ish. Yeah. But you're right. The Nationals don't strike out that much.
They are not a strikeout team. I'm going to go – let's go digging right now because these lines obviously move. We still got about an hour before first pitch in the Pacific Northwest.
Let me see. I could see. Let's see.
I'm
here.
looking as well.
My DraftKings is moving real slow.
I see it as 5. I see it at 5.5 over on FanDuel, but the over is plus money.
Yeah, they're still hanging minus 180 over 4.5.
You see, that's on DK, Matt?
Yeah.
So on FanDuel, they've gone up to 5.5, and now you got it at plus 116.
Yeah, that's what I like. That's exactly what I like.
At plus money. Right.
That's a fucking dollar going from 180 to plus 16. That's 96 cents
96
for one strikeout. So I like that play. He's been going about 5 innings an outing, you know. Okay, so if you're going to give me 1.2, 1.3 strikeouts an inning, that gets me 6 strikeouts. And if it's plus money, I'll take that.
All right, so we're going to take it at plus money. I got it over on FanDuel, plus 116. We got Brian Wu going over 5.5 strikeouts. Let me put that one in on the banners as well. Doing a lot of things here. One other game I wanted to ask you about, Braves Twins in Atlanta. We were laughing before we came on, Matt, that, you know, Atlanta hit like 4 home runs already in this game. They're up 6-2. And we're only in the 4th inning. And, you know, I asked you about wind up in Chicago. We got a heat wave down south. The ball is flying out of Atlanta. It's not the old launching pad stadium that it used to be anymore. But I'm seeing a live total. In Atlanta of.
Oh, I got to check. While you're doing that, I got to check Pete Alonso.
Of 12.5. Did he go yard?
I got to see.
12.5 here, Matt. There were already 8 runs in the board in Atlanta. We're only in the bottom of the 4th. And this live total of 12.5, ironically, is heavily juiced to the under. It's minus 125 under the 12.5. To go over 12.5 is just minus 102.
Okay, let me look at that real quick here.
That's interesting to me. And we're also going to put up this B-Woo over 5.5 Ks. That's at plus 116 last time we got it.
So,
I'm asking you about Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yep. So we got 8 runs on the board already.
Man, both these teams can mash.
Both these teams can hit. And I think it's interesting that it's only minus 102. You know, it's juiced to the under minus 125. What do you think about the potential? It would be 5 more runs in this game. That's intriguing to me. I think they could probably get there.
Well, here's just a little lesson. Not that the chat doesn't know this. Half of them are smarter than me. But the one downside, obviously, we're looking at is the Braves have the lead. So we may lose. We're going to lose an at-bat, probably.
Likely. To be quite honest, if we don't lose an at-bat, we've gone over the 12.5.
So, I mean, what's an at-bat worth? An at-bat's worth a half a run, right? In a 9-inning game, if you score 4.5 runs a game, you're a team that averages, I mean, that's worth a half a run.
Right.
So, just food for thought.
It is. It is. We were also talking about these bullpens before. Minnesota's kind of middle of the pack.
Yeah.
When it comes to the bullpen, I would say kind of the same. I mean, Atlanta is a pretty solid bullpen. You'd think they would hold this lead.
I think Atlanta is a top 10 pen.
I would think they would hold this lead, but I just think I wouldn't put it past. Like, they've only gone through the order like twice so far in Atlanta. I wouldn't put it past Acuna, Olsen, Riley, and them boys to, you know, pile on, if you want to know the truth.
So we need another 5 more runs. I mean, that's 1 an inning.
You may have gotten something, my friend. The Mets all of a sudden are up 7-0.
Yeah, I was on Alonso runs, hits, RBIs over 2.5, and he's only at 1 right now.
At 1 right now. Lindor's gone yard for them, and Vogelbach has gone yard for the Mets. They are up 7-0 in this game. That one's in the bottom of the 6th. I'm intrigued by this Minnesota-Atlanta game.
Dick Mountain got out of that somehow. What are we thinking about Ohtani tonight?
You know, I like him on the mound. I don't like playing some of his props at the plate on nights when he's pitching.
Yeah.
You know, so I wouldn't be on his home run prop. I wouldn't be on, like you were saying, some of his runs, hits, RBIs, because I don't love him on nights when he is pitching. I think he'll get his strikeout number. I even saw on FanDuel they have one of those like boosts for Zach Gallen, Kershaw, and Ohtani to all get 6. I'm on the Kershaw number already. Tampa Bay is not a team that strikes out as much with Zach Gallen on the hill, you know, and those things are suckers bets. But Ohtani, you know, I would personally stay away from Ohtani because it's a night where he's on the hill as well. I do like the Angels in the game though, but you know.
What about this one? I looked at it earlier. I didn't pull the trigger. I mean, we still have time.
What's up?
I mean, if you're going to give me the Rays plus money, almost any scenario.
Time, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In 182 games, don't they beat the Diamondbacks more than 81 times? I think 160 in 162 games, don't they win more than 50% of the time?
I think so. You know, the only thing I would say is Tampa has cooled off since that ridiculous start of the season. And Arizona's actually – the problem is right now, I think Gallen's the NL Cy Young.
I'm not disputing. I mean, they got Bradley. It's not like they got Bradley on the other end going at them, and you're getting plus 115. So
yeah.
I'm not saying I'm on it. I just whenever you can get Tampa at 115, you got to consider it.
Yeah, you absolutely do. I'm a believer in Zach Gallen though. I'm kind of a Gallen guy, so I wouldn't hit it just yet. I respect your anytime you can get Tampa as a dog, might as well. Like that's not going to happen too often. They are on the road. They are facing a stud pitcher. That's probably where it all comes down. That's where it all comes down to. What do you think generally, in the live markets here? What do you think about blowouts, Matt? I think those are always interesting to look at. You got the Mets up 7-0. You got Miami up 6-5. You got the Braves, putting it on Minnesota. Not to say that, you bet these teams to come back at 11-1 or whatever. But what do you think about totals in these games? Like, do you think in some of these blowouts they take their foot off the gas? Or you think they could pile on? If we had a 6-run differential, a 7-run differential, does that trigger anything for you, like a blowout kind of alert as a live bettor?
Two things. Number one, I think it's harder for the odds makers to make a correct, what's the word? Put the correct juice on a 13-2 game. Yeah. So there's probably some value there. But if you start getting into the 6, 7, 8-run leads, now they start resting people. They pull people. The middle reliever who hasn't had work comes in. Yep. When you get to a big lead
belly of the bullpen.
Yeah, when you get to a big lead, position player may pitch. It's like, I get what you're saying, but it's like the variance goes out the window. So
we got Philly in the chat room saying that the Cardinals just took a 3-2 lead at home against the Astros.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, now, there's a lot of game left in this one. You can get Houston. Houston, they were favorites coming in, minus 112 around. You can get Houston over 2-1. I see them at plus 225. That's only a 1-run game. With a lot of game left to go. Cardinals are still threatening. They got a man on third, but there is 2 out. I would love to see, Matt, Houston's plus 225. If they get out of this half inning without any more from St. Louis, I'd love to see what that number drops to. You know what I mean?
What do they have going on? Is it second and third?
Man on third, 2 out. Men on third, 2 out.
Okay, because the over-under is only 8.5. I mean, we already got 5.
We got 5. We're in the 5th.
And we got someone on third.
We do. You know, and this is the beautiful part about baseball betting live, right? I'm sorry, every batter, every pitch. And I really think it's a, you know, and you can speak to this even more, Matt, but I like mid-rally, like planting the flag thinking they're going to get out of this. I'm going to get the ground ball double play, and you're going to see a huge movement in money lines, you know, if they get out of the inning, right? That's why I kind of bring it up right now.
Yeah.
Pat Houston at plus 230 roughly. If they do, in fact, get out of this inning without allowing anything else to St. Louis, that's going to drop. That's going to go under 2-1. So if you like a comeback from the Astros, you know, get it now. Yes, you are inherently risking that runner on base to score, but you got 2 outs. And if he gets out of it, you know, the price is going to change big time.
100%.
All right.
100%.
I got bad news for us in Pittsburgh. It looks like the Pirates have added on another run. They're in the bottom of the 6 now.
I saw that. That's okay. Actually, I'm still not hating life. I mean, they could give up 3 runs very easily.
Oh, yeah, a little Manny Machado 3-run homer. A little Juan Soto 3-run homer, right?
Tatis.
Yes, show me your Tatis. We got now first and third for the Cards.
2 out.
But still 2 out. Yeah, I think they walked that batter there. So we now first and third. You know, it's even more enticing. Like, I think they're going to get out of this inning. We're at plus 2.
So you're getting plus.
Let's see what happens
They're plus 255.
Okay.
If they get out of it, it's going to drop though. So if you want to hit it, you should probably hit it now.
Is the time. If you like it, now is the time. You have to take on the extra risk of the runners on base. But if they get out of this inning, they drop to below 2-1.
Yeah, they probably dropped to $1.80, I would say.
Something like that. Yep. All right, it's locked right now. And here's the other thing. And I gotta, you know, I hate this with a passion, and I'm sure you do as well, Matt, and all the live bettors in the chat. Jonathan Yim.
What's up, Jonathan?
The guy that we're putting on the show. I hate, Matt, that we are inherently like 30 seconds behind the book with these damn streaming. I'm watching YouTube TV, you know, wherever it is. It's like that matters. You know, they have access. There it is. Houston got out of the inning. Kenny's telling us that Houston got out of the inning, and now we'll see what it drops to. I saw it at Houston at plus 230. They get out of the inning. I want to see what it drops to. I think it's going to be around 185. What do you say?
Yeah, I just froze too.
Yep. And that's the part I hate. Oh, out stealing home. Philly's telling us he was out stealing home, but the Cardinals are challenging the call, and it looks safe. So that's probably why they took it off the board here for a second. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in this one. That's very interesting to me. Still 1-0 in Toronto.
Oh, he's going to be out.
Toronto's hitting in the bottom of the 7th. They got the leadoff man on second base, but the live total has fallen to 3.5. I assume Gausman is out, but I'm going to double check that now too.
Speaking of this fucking Pirate game, they just scored again. But how about you're on San Diego first 5 with Darvish against Dick Mountain, and then Darvish throws up before first pitch, and you start a guy with a 15 ERA.
Don't you
what? That was a bad beat before it started.
Yeah, but don't you bet with the action that you got to get the starter?
No. Because I'll tell you why. I bet it literally, I thought where the starters were going to start. I mean, it was like within a half an hour. You know what I mean?
Right by game time?
Right. And I guess he got sick. And they put in, the pitcher they put in maybe the worst pitcher I've ever seen. I had never heard of him. I watch baseball every day.
They overturned the call, by the way, at home in St. Louis. So that's an extra run for the Cardinals. So now St. Louis is up 4-2, and the Astros have ballooned to over 4-1 for a comeback. But to be quite honest, Matt, there's still a lot of game left in St. Louis.
23-year-old rookie.
Yeah.
Framil Valdez missed the tag, they say, at home. Thanks to Philly out there for giving us all the insights on that game. You clearly have that game on. We're all over the place over here.
Yeah, in my other office, I have the baseball network, but where I am here, I don't. So I only have 3 games going.
Only 3. We do what we can though here. Live lines with the keg.
So well, let's talk about your pick. It's 4-0 Philly, and it's 9.5.
Which one?
The Philly Cubs game.
The Cubs game. Yeah, I mean,
do you think
it's back up to 8.5?
I got 9.5?
Oh, really?
Yeah, but the under's at 150.
Yeah, and I got the over 8.5 at 142.
Right.
So they're thinking it's going to be 9 on the number, pretty much. It's interesting. We had the guys in the chat talking about that. Taillon, who was starting, is kind of the trump card in this one over the win. The suck factor of Jameson Taillon outweighs the wind going on there. I mean, let's see how many pitches.
And when he was a Pirate, he was so good.
Listen, when he came up, his stuff was next level. The Pirates had a lot of. I mean, he came up around the same time Cole came up for them, right?
And they had Glasnow and Morton.
Glasnow too, yeah. I mean,
they were
just
all
a minor league team. They're the farm system with their arms for the rest of the league.
Yeah, sore subject.
Fair enough. I'll leave you be on that one then.
So I made a good pick. I gave it out on Twitter.
Yep.
Marlins to beat the Red Sox straight up, and they were a dog. So I got like plus 140 on that. So if anyone followed me, and actually Dane had a great pick right before we came on. Of course, we missed it.
Oh yeah,
it was a home run, Austin Riley, right?
I had Austin Riley going yard, and then the Braves hit 3 homers in the first inning. We were talking about the ball flying out of Atlanta. We got 200 nobody out there in Chicago. They're saying Taillon's about to implode. Taillon's also at 79 pitches through 4, so they're gonna pull his ass out pretty soon. You got to think. So I am backing off of the total in Wrigley, guys. We're officially backing off the total in Wrigley, just in case you didn't know.
We didn't put it in as a play, right?
We did not put it in. Looking at the scroll so far, the ones that we're talking about are still, we're hoping the Fathers come back, and we're hoping we get some runs in Toronto.
Also, Dane, I had a 10 o'clock. I had Stanton for a homer. For a homer. I was I'm not saying I was reaching, but, he's been hurt a lot this year. But I don't like Blackburn. When you look at Blackburn's last 4 to 5 years in MLB and in the minors, this is a guy that gives up way more than a hit an inning and strikes out way less than a hitter an inning. He got a little smoke and mirrors. I think his ERA is around 4.2 this year, but he plays in a pitcher-friendly park.
Absolutely. Pitcher-friendly park.
Yeah. I just think that that was the other one. I'm actually surprised, as bad as the A's are. I mean, they're historically bad.
Mm-hmm.
They're only the Yanks are only minus 130. They got Brito going. I get it. But the Yanks are a lot better team than the A's. The A's have the worst pen. They have the worst starters.
I will say this though. Okay, now you're talking about my Yankees. You're a Pittsburgh guy. I'm in the New York area. I'm a Yankees guy. Their offense has been crap ever since Judge has been on the IL. Okay, like LeMahieu's hitting like under 200. Stanton, your boy, also not doing it. Like I never thought that Judge's presence was so important for the totality of the lineup. And I get it. I get it that and the A's bullpen also shitty, Matt, but at the same time, and I put up also, you're on the under for Blackburn. I think it was under 4.5 Ks as well. We got that one at plus money. You got that one at plus 125. My only concern is that the Yankees strike out a ton. The Yankee, and they are not their best version of themselves, but maybe this is just a disillusioned Yankee fan looking to kind of, talk shit about my own team. But, that would be my only concern about why the money line was where it was and the idea of the Blackburn K prop, because the Yankees will help you out. They will go fishing. They will. They will support, help some of that. We also got viral video in the chat. Let me ask you what you think here, Matt. For the A's game, for Oakland, first 5 team total for the A's over 1.5. They think
the A's really can't hit either. Okay, but you got Brito on the mound, and it's in a low total. Obviously, Viral, I'd like to know what the juice was. If it's less than 125, I'd be cool with that. Now, if you're laying 150, I would. At 1.5, I wouldn't even hate 130. As a worst case scenario, but I would be interested to see what that juice would be.
All right, I'll try and check that out.
Yeah, whatever.
While we're doing that, we also got Kenny in the chat asking, what do you think, Matt, about Detroit and Texas tonight? That game is already underway. This is interesting, actually. Thanks for bringing it up. Detroit up 2-0 in the 4th. Texas, first place team, best offense in the major leagues in a lot of categories, Matt. Batting average, runs scored. And this is kind of a prototypical live spot, Matt. Rangers came into this game, I think, almost $2 favorites, with Perez on the hill. They're down 2-0. And now you can get that $2 favorite at plus 165. I'm seeing in the bottom of the 4th, down only 2. Good team, off to a slow start against the shitty team who has the lead. Do you think the Tigers can maintain this league? Or what about Texas coming back at home? You talk about the bottom of the 9th sometimes as well, at plus 166 on the money line for the Rangers to come on back.
I got a play I like better.
Okay.
Give me the Rangers plus 1.5 at minus 110.
Tell me why.
Well, they can lose this game, which they may not even do. They may come back and win this game. So, they lose 2-1, they lose 4-3, they lose. Get out of here. Oh, my God, he just robbed a home run.
Which game, in Pittsburgh?
Fired. Juan Soto. Where was I? Yeah, and it's only minus 110. So Rangers don't even have to come back to cash that plus 160. They can lose this fucking game.
Yeah.
And I'll take the minus 110.
All right.
I'd be willing to put that on the board. Unless there's something crazy going on, because I don't have that game on. Unless there's some crazy bases loaded, no out type of.
No, not right now. I'm looking at it now. We're at the start of an inning. We're at the start of the top of the 5th. At least is what I got. We just got through 4. So we'll put that up. Texas plus on the run line.
Yeah, plus 1.5, minus 110. Oh, it just moved to 115. I'm still cool with that.
And we got Kenny in the chat who said actually that Texas has left runners on base pretty much every inning. All right, so they are getting rallies. They are getting guys on. So we'll do that.
It's 110. It's 110.
All right, I'll put it in the. I'll put it in our on our scroll here.
Now, in fairness, I just gave up 180 plus 180 to go minus 110.
Yeah, but you get that 1-run loss.
Yeah, they could win the game, they could lose the game. As long as it's by 1, we're covered.
We got that what? Minus 110?
Well, Johnny got it at 105, but that's fine. 110's fine.
Now I'm going to put, what's interesting here in the scroll, I'm going to also try to put like the point in the game when we got it, because you're looking at this saying Padres plus 520, what? But it's when they were down 6-3, trying to give you the context for these bets as well. So we're liking Texas on the run line when they are down 2-0 in the 5th. So far we got the Padres on the comeback.
Dodgers up 2-0, I see.
Dodgers are up 2-0. My question is, was it a Will Smith home run?
Let's go.
That's what I'm trying to find out, how that happened. Let's see. No, it certainly was not. No home runs in that game so far. Kershaw has only thrown 1 1/3. Still no strikeouts for him just yet, but he's only thrown 20 pitches. So we'll see about that one. Let's see. Where else were we? That's 4-2 still for St. Louis. They did overturn that call at the plate. Now Miami up 9-1, but that game in the top of the 8th, they're going to take everything down on that.
Miami, to me, is a little sneaker of a team. They can pitch, and I think their hitting is a little more talented than what they've shown all year. I think they're a sneaky team. They could end up 15, 20 games over 500 by the end of the year.
That's a wild card probably in the National League, right?
Yep. I think they're 9. Are they 9? Maybe 9 games over now. Not even halfway through. So, and they put it on the Red Sox at Boston. Sandy obviously had a good game tonight.
And that's been few and far between. I mean, after his Cy Young campaign, I think his ERA, they're in the high 5s.
Yeah, I think it might have been. It was over 5. But here's the thing that was really concerning when I was looking at his stats. He's not even at a strikeout an inning. And this was a guy who was, 1-3, 1-5.
He threw a ton of innings last year, though.
Yeah, that might.
He was throwing 7, 8, 9 innings a bunch. He had more complete games than I think like the entire American League at one point.
That's a good point that you make there because it's been proven. I mean, these pitchers, if you keep them out there 7, 8, the Pirates just hit another home run. Holy shit. Well, that's okay. I mean, we got it at 550 or something. But
and we made the caveat: we're not putting a full unit on something like that live.
Oh yeah. That's like a quarter unit when it's 500.
Right.
But Alcantara, he's under a strikeout an inning now. So it's like, let me vent about one other thing. So the worst position on the Pirates is their catcher. We have Austin Hedges, who is he may be the worst player in baseball. He's terrible. Okay. He can't throw anybody out, so he's not a good defensive catcher. He's a good framer from what they say, but he's a terrible hitter. So what do? They bring up Henry Davis, who was a number 1 overall pick like 3 years ago as a catcher, right? They bring him up and they throw him in right field, and they keep running Austin Hedges out at catcher in the 9-hole. What are you doing? Why do you bring up the stud?
They bring up the kid, let him play.
Put him in right field and keep Hedges at catcher. Right. And I think he's hitting 160. Anyway.
No, I'm with you. One other thing on Alcantara.
You bring up the stud. You bring up the stud catcher and put him in right field. Okay.
No. You bring up the kid. You let him play his position. You run him out there and you let him play. The one other thing I'll say about Alcantara, I think he also pitched for the Dominican Republic in the World Baseball Classic. Yeah. Right. So his whole spring training regimen is thrown off. So he was really heavily taxed last year en route to a Cy Young when he was absolutely dominant. No joke. But then gets the World Baseball Classic, doesn't have spring training, has the wear and tear on his arm. And so it's no surprise necessarily that he's pitching to a 5+ ERA this time around. But at least tonight, it looks good. Marlins are tacking on. They're up now 10-1 in the top of the 8th, and they have runners on. So it's looking good for the Fish in that one.
Well, let's look at some close games then.
The one is Baltimore-Cincy. I think that's the close one that's intriguing.
What about you bring up Ellie De La Cruz and you go on a 13-game winning streak?
No, that is, the Big Red Machine never did that.
Yeah.
I saw when they won whatever it was, 11 or 12, and they got to that number. They said it was like the first time since, like 1923 or whatever for the franchise, which means that all those Big Red Machine teams never had a stretch like we were seeing right now. As soon as they brought up Ellie, they have some of the other kids. I don't believe in them long term. I still think the Brewers win that division, though, man.
So do I. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Okay. But I'm still looking forward to O'Neal Cruz and Ella De La Cruz for the next 10 years.
Cruz on Cruz crime in the NL Central.
Yeah, that's going to be great to see those two. Yeah.
So you wanted to find some close games. We've got a close game in Camden Yards. 2-1 Cincy. but it's locked for me. I don't see any. Oh, I think we might have rain in Baltimore.
Well, what about this? I mean, we got the Guardians and the Royals that basically a pick 'em.
Yo, it is basically a pick 'em, and let me tell you something.
And the Indians' pen is no fucking joke. They're the second best pen in baseball.
And let me tell you, Singer usually gets rocked. He's a guy that pitches to a lot of contact, and when contact is made, he gets crushed. I want to find out how far he's in. You're right. It's zip there in Kansas City.
Kansas City's a favorite. I can't imagine why. I mean, they're getting the extra bat, but
that's where we are right now. We just finished the top of the fifth, so we're just now going into. We're getting Kansas City's getting up, so that they got 5 chances to Cleveland's 4.
Right.
That's part of it right now.
But they shouldn't score on Indians' pen.
It's an interesting point.
And it's minus 105 for the Guardians.
They should. You're right. They have the far better bullpen.
Well, yeah, far better. We're talking the second best pen.
One of the best. Yeah.
The third worst pen.
Definitely a good bullpen matchup for Cleveland.
And they're a dog.
And they're currently a dog?
Well, they're minus 110 to minus 120.
Yeah. Same. I'm intrigued by that. You want to make it an official play?
Also, the total's at 4.5.
It is.
And we're already through. Are we through 5?
We're in the bottom of the 5th right now.
That looks like an under. I mean, that looks like Cleveland can put it on their pen, I guess. But
I'm more confident in Cleveland money line than the total in this game. What do you say? You want me to add it? I like Cleveland.
I'll let you decide.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's give the people.
I got up 105 now.
Minus 105?
Yeah.
All right. In the bottom of the 5th, Cleveland. We'll add that as well.
Although, was it good? It just jumped to 125. So
maybe Kansas City got the leadoff man on or something.
No. Cleveland jumped more as a favorite. They went from 105 to 120. So
it was probably the leadoff man got out then.
Yeah, probably leadoff. Yeah, exactly. Someone said something's in a rain delay.
I think Baltimore might be.
Shit, next time I'm going to do this from upstairs so I can watch all these games.
I think Baltimore is the one that's in a delay. And that's the close game we were talking about. That's 2-1 Cincy in the 8th, and we are, in fact, delayed. Not looking good for my Giants Blue Jays over. It's still 1-0. That game now in the 8th. So that doesn't look good. Unfortunately, Pittsburgh tacked on a little bit. They're up 9-4 now.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. 5 runs is going to be a tough one.
That's a tough one. It can be done, but, we'll see. And then we got a lot of blowouts. I mean, Mets up big, 7-0. We talked about the Marlins already up 10-0. Atlanta, that game was 6-2 in like the 3rd inning. It is still 6-2 now in the top of the 7th. That live total got all the way up to, I believe, like 12 or 13.5. Is now back down to 9.5.
Atlanta's got a good pen. They may keep the Twins there.
Yep. And then Philly continues to be all over. What was Jamison Tyone is now Rucker in for the Cubbies. It's 5-0 Philly. That total back down to 7.5 though. That thing's been going back and forth between 7.5, 8.5 all day. And did we get in on the Rangers down 2-0? We got in on them on the run line, right? Plus the 1.5.
Right.
And we're in on Cleveland. We got it on Cleveland. It was minus 110. Now I got them at around minus 145, and that's because the Royals haven't done anything.
So we're on the positive side there. Okay.
So we also have the Dodgers tacking on. That's now 4-0 LA. Ain't that a bitch? JD Martinez goes yard for the Dodgers. I was going back and forth when I gave out the Will Smith. I was going back and forth between JD Martinez and Will Smith as the guy. JD Martinez, who goes yard. So now the Dodgers are up 4-0. Nice little lead for Kershaw, still on the bump.
Wonder if Cleveland got out of that inning. I mean, we should be a decent sized favor.
They did.
If we get out of that, if Royals don't score.
They did. We're through 5 now in Kansas City, and Cleveland's now minus 150. I'm seeing.
Okay, good.
But they did get out of the bottom of the 5th, so we'll go to the top of the 6th. Still scoreless. Total has fallen to 3.5.
3 straight hits,
which is interesting. But you're right. Cleveland is a quality bullpen, so. Kenny also telling us Cleveland KC is on pace for the fastest game this season. Only 3 hits so far combined.
Wow.
On both teams.
Yeah, I don't love Cleveland's offense, that's for sure. But
yeah, but Kansas City's bullpen.
They're bad. I think they're worst 3, top 3 worst.
Yeah. I think they're the 2nd worst in the AL.
San Diego's huge, or Seattle's a huge favorite tonight.
They are. Washington making that cross-country trip.
Is there any value with Washington plus 1.5 at even money?
Not for me. We're gonna get a couple of more games starting in a few minutes. You know, the Ohtani start is gonna kick off. So let's look at these and see if there's anything you like pregame here.
I mean, that 9:40 game, I'm still eyeballing. Tampa, you give me plus 115.
Right.
I probably won't give it out. I may bet it personally, but Zach Allen's too good. I mean,
that's my hesitation with that.
That's why I don't want to give it out. But, I mean, the Rays, so I don't know. And then I'm looking at the Yanks at minus 135. Maybe I could do a first 5 or something. But I don't love Brito.
The Brito's a problem with that one.
Of course. Yeah. Chicago. What do we got? Whites.
I'd be interested in what Kopech's strikeout number is against the Angels.
I mean, I would think anything over.
It's probably 5.5. Right?
I was going to say anything over 5.5 is probably the way to go.
It's 6.5.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. Plus money over 6.5. Ohtani's is 8.5. Just a testament to what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, the White Sox, on paper, they should match.
You would think so.
Loaded.
You would think so. The funny part is, like, they're still live in that division. You know what I mean, Matt? Like,
yeah.
I think Cleveland's over 500.
Yeah, they're right. They're right.
By like a game, right?
Yeah, a game or two, I think.
Actually, Minnesota's in first place in that division at 500. So
they're Cleveland's right at 500, aren't they?
No, Minnesota's at 500. Cleveland's
right.
3 games under.
3 games under. Okay.
You know, the Chi Sox are 6 games back. They're 12 games. They're 12 games under 500, but they're only 6 back in that division. You know, and I'll tell you what, Dylan Cease also has not pitched up to his standards so far this season. Like, there's a universe where the White Sox talent in the second half, you know, actually they could make a run at it. Like, because it's just going to take 83 games to win that division.
Oh, well, Cleveland bounced into a double play. That sucks.
Yeah, that game's moving. You know, I am intrigued by the White Sox in the Central because I still believe on paper. I mean, they have the best offense on paper.
Yeah,
And you have a couple of stud arms that if they ever, return to form, specifically Cease. But then again, whoever wins that division will be the sacrificial lamb, as they usually are in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah. So still 1-0 in the Giants game.
Yeah, that one does not look good for me. What I'm hoping for now, Matt, in that one is that we go to extra innings. If I can get it tied at 1, then I still got a chance to get over the 4.5 because I really believe, they undervalue those runners starting on second base in extra innings. You can easily get both teams scoring a run in extra innings. That would be my hope for that one. But we are moving. We are moving in Kansas City. We're already in the top of the 6th in a game that started, I believe we're an hour and a half in, and we're already on the top of the 6th in that one.
Like Patrick Corbin tomorrow.
We got.
I think he has the worst ERA in baseball. I think he does. He's given up a hit and a half an inning.
Oof. Yeah, the whip pushing 2 is never something good you want to see. Never what you want to see.
Well, that's what killed me with Darvish today. They brought in a guy who's 2. Completely, I had no chance of winning that game.
Ugh. Still, we've stalled in Atlanta. We're still 6-2 in that one after the red hot start from the Braves. We got a lot of blowouts everywhere, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh now is up big. Mets up big. Marlins up big. Braves up big. Phillies up big. Although, with that Philly game, it's now 5-0. Now the total is back to 7.5. I was intrigued by the under. I didn't give it out officially, the under 7.5. But watch it wind up finishing 5-1.
Is Texas something must be going on with Texas because we went up to we're 150 favorite now at that plus 1.5.
They got the leadoff man on.
Okay, we need a run there.
Yeah, they got the leadoff man on. So we're at I see minus 140 on the run line. Regular money line at plus 150, plus 155 for the Rangers. And maybe we're getting into that bullpen as well. Manning is still on the hill for Detroit, but this is around the time where, we start getting into the bullpens here. So let me see how many pitches. Let me see how many pitches he's thrown. He's up to 78 pitches. He's only given up 3 hits. They're definitely moving there.
Yeah, so this is probably, if he's only given up 3 hits, I don't know if he's seen the lineup 3 times yet.
Not the full lineup, no.
Yeah.
Not the full lineup. Yeah, you're right. This is the 4, 5, 6 are up.
Okay. With a guy on first and second, no outs. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, this is where Texas comes on back right here. And like we said, he's at around 80 pitches, third time through. And we made this point, and this was a great play. We gave it out on the run line. The money line was something like plus 180 when we saw it as well.
Yeah.
This is the best offense in the American League. Going up against a pitcher who Manning came in with a solid ERA around 3.2. But again, at the 80 pitch mark, third time through the lineup, it is scientifically proven that the most runs are scored in the 5th and 6th innings.
100%.
And so we're right in this time, and the Rangers are threatening.
100%. I mean, the pitcher's ERA, third time through is, it's got to be at least a run different, at least a whole run worse.
Yep.
That's why one of my big things I look at, and I'm a truther for it, is pitcher batter matchups.
Okay.
The more you see a pitcher, it's a huge advantage to the batter. Huge advantage.
And that's generally in the time of the game where you're seeing them third time through the order. You're at around 70, 80, 90 pitches anyway. And so, we like what we got here for the Rangers potentially to come on back. We've got now second and third and one out. So it must have been some kind of
okay. We'll take that.
Ball, maybe to the right side, something like that. But we got second and third, one out. So we're looking good here to potentially get at least that one run back. And when we got it on the run line, so one run would do us just fine.
Yeah.
Base knock here will probably tie it up to anybody who went on it at the money line, which we saw at around plus 180.
We got into the Cleveland? Didn't we get in on a Cleveland game? Yeah, money line. Okay.
We got Cleveland money line, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
We got Cleveland money line. They've got a little something going. They've got runners on first and second, but 2 out, and it just locked. So something just happened there. Let's see what just happened there.
KC's still the favorite. They must have got out of it. Shit. But it's a bullpen game at this point, gonna be.
They did get out of it.
And it's the Indians' pen against the Kansas City's pen. Second best against third worst. So
when it comes to depending on how you measure it, right? But I mean, the Royals have the second worst bullpen ERA in the American League, 4.84, and the Indians are second best at 2.96. Only the Yankees bullpen.
So we're even money. We're even money, and we're a bullpen battle.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Rangers score.
What's that?
Rangers score.
Texas scored. There we go.
All right. Let's hold on.
All right. So, we get a little something here. We get a little something because the Padres don't look like they're coming back. I'm getting absolutely no runs north of the border in Toronto, even though Gosman is long gone.
Yeah. You're in the ninth there.
Yeah. Oh, check this out.
You're getting 450 though? Are you getting 450?
On what?
On the Blue Jays?
To come back and win?
Yeah.
No, I'm getting much more than that. I'm getting 8-1, and that's because San Francisco has runners on first and second and nobody out.
Okay, yeah, okay. There you go. I'm sitting here like, if you're going to give me 8-1,
so
the Blue Jays can score, I may take that. But
right now, that San Fran may tack on. Here's something interesting. Yeah. Going back to St. Louis, all right, where it's 4-2 Cardinals, but the Astros have bases loaded and 2 outs. Maldonado up at the dish. This is one of those interesting times where if you really want to take a stab at something, like a base hit ties the game here. And Houston is plus 350 right now. Houston is plus money. They're like plus 145 plus the run.
Yeah, but Maldonado is so bad.
He is, but I can get a walk. I can get a walk.
That's true.
Honest, that can get me to within 1.
Yeah.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. And this is the point here. Because it moves so much, if you take a position on if St. Louis gets out of this or not, you could really – I'm not saying that I would necessarily take it. It's now plus 270 for the Astros to come back with the bases loaded. Oh, they just pinch hit from Maldonado, though, it looks like.
It's probably what I would have done.
There you go. Yeah, Maldonado's out. It's Madras that's in for him.
I mean,
you're basically betting like this at bat on some level, you know what I mean?
Right, and you only have a 25% chance that he's going to get a hit here. Although you have a 10% chance he'll walk, you have a 5% chance there'll be an error,
exactly
5% chance he'll get hit with a pitch,
and you have the 8th and the 9th, and you have the 8th and the 9th as well. Gallegos on the hill for St. Louis, though. We're getting a note in the chat, Philly saying that he's pretty good. So
yeah.
Philly thinks that the Cards will get out of this inning, and listen, I don't necessarily disagree. I'm just saying that this is like, it's a huge leverage point in terms of the live betting. You know what I mean? You take a position one way or the other, and if you turn out right,
I got plus 430.
I got it at 340 now because he's I got a 1-2 count on him.
I would rather have Jordan Hicks in there because he could definitely hit somebody, wild pitch, or walk.
That's true. He throws it 100, but he's got no idea where it's going. Let's see what he does with the rest of this at bat. This is going to be now it's a 2-2 count. And look, just that second ball, at least over on FanDuel, moved it from plus 340 to plus 290 because that walk is back into play potentially. I'm talking 60 cents on a pitch, Matt.
Right.
60 cents on a pitch is what we're looking at here.
Speaking of the pitch, when I was in college, I used to bet balls and strikes. Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Holy shit, nerve-wracking.
We've got a full count now. We've got a full count in St. Louis. Full count, 2 outs, Strohs with the bases loaded, down by 2, and now they take it off the board. It's locked.
So, yep, something happened.
Yep, so we'll see what happens. This is a pivotal point in the game in St. Louis, to be sure. We saw them at around 3-1. Let's see what happens the rest of this at bat. This is interesting to me.
So the Giants added on.
Good. Can they get to 4.5? Can they add on a ton?
Oh, they must have got out of it. So Cardinals are minus 390.
All right. Yeah, he fouled off a pitch. I haven't seen the end of the at bat yet, though.
Well, I'm just locked now.
Yeah, I'm still locked.
I mean, that Cubby play is still
kind of alive.
You didn't make it official, did you?
I didn't make it official, no.
But it's still hanging on. They're only at 5 runs in that game.
They watch it finish 5-1. They did get out of the inning, so it's 4-2 St. Louis going to the bottom of the 7th. They avoid.
Okay, so that was a good stay off by us.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean, we thought about taking it.
They get out of the inning. Ooh. And the Giants, you're right. The Giants tack on. It's now 3-0.
Yeah.
It's now 3-0, giving me a chance there. Brewers chipping away. That was 7-0. Now it's 7-2. And that's what I was asking with the blowout. When it was 7-0, they were hanging, Milwaukee plus 6.5. Do you ever,
Right. Yeah, definitely.
And then they get those little runs, those meaningless runs at the end of the game. It's
well,
not
you know what?
Holding plus 6.5,
In those blowout games, they try to give their middle relievers some work when you have a big lead.
Yes.
And they're middle relievers because they're not good enough to be started with their closers.
Right, exactly. The good old rough underbelly, they think it's, even if they do give up a little bit of damage, the game's not in doubt.
And Dane, when they come in with a big 8-run lead, they just throw fastballs right down the middle.
That's true.
If they start walking people, the coach gets fucking pissed.
That's true.
So they just come in 95 right down the middle. I'm not walking anybody.
That's a
Rangers
great point,
too.
That's a great point. What I want to do, there we go. We tied with the Rangers. We like that. We're going to be doing this once a week, throughout the boys of summer. That's something I want to kind of follow, Matt. Like when we get those 6, 7, 8-run gaps, if it is kind of smart to bet that team, plus the 5.5, plus the 7.5 on that theory, you're going to get the worst arms in the bullpen. You're going to get umpires that want to get the hell out of there, calling everything strikes. That's why I love
strike throwers.
Getaway day baseball, by the way. Also, I love unders on the Wednesday afternoon games on getaway day. Everybody's trying to get the hell out of Dodge. Yeah. And that's an interesting point. They don't care. For example, in Citi Field right now, if Milwaukee gets a couple of runs, but down 7-0, you're holding the plus 6.5. I would like to see if that's, obviously it's not a blanket kind of thing, but I'd like for us to keep our finger on the pulse of that throughout the summer and see, if it's a profitable
100%.
100%.
Their job when they're up 10-2 is to throw strikes.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So
let your defense make plays.
Yep.
All right. So what is important for us is that you are correct here. We are tied now. We're tied at 2 in Texas, and the rally continues. Still men on first and second, but with 2 out. And now the Rangers have gone to minus 235 on the money line. So we saw them at plus 180 on the money line. Now they're minus 240.
So technically
on the run line.
Technically, we left some money on the table if they win this game, but I don't care.
That's okay.
I'll take a win. You know what I mean?
A win. Can't go broke making a profit, Matt. Can't go broke making a profit.
And it's hard to say if they're going to even win. I mean, it's still 2-2. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah. We got time still.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody, by the way, giving us the updates here. Kenny and Philly giving us the updates on what's going on in Detroit and Texas, to be sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Definitely. Let's check in. Still zip in Kansas City. That's a game we have action on now. We need Cleveland to come back. And they locked it.
Who's batting?
Cleveland, top of the 7th.
And they locked it? Okay.
Yeah, so let's see. We get that glorious in play, ... Maybe I get runs after it. Jimenez. Nah, that's an out. So it's still zip in this game. One of the fastest games. We got that note. One of the fastest games of the season so far.
So, like, for instance, right now in this Pirates-San Diego game,
yeah,
they have Rosie Contreras in the top of the 9th. Right. He's, like, been taken off the rotation pretty much. Now, obviously, I'm not betting this game, but
San Diego plus 4.5.
Yeah,
plus
but
420.
But that's what I'm saying. That's right. What I'm saying.
Right.
Rosie Contreras in a close game is not anywhere near the mound right now.
Mm-hmm. No, I like that. So we got to look at that. You know, when there is those kind of 5-run margins and they're bringing in, you know, in essence, the mop-up guy, right? When you're bringing in the
100%.
mop-up guy, do you take the plus 4.5, the plus 5.5 on the idea that, you know, they're the mop-up guy for the reason. They're the last 100% for a reason.
100% you do. The problem is you're probably going to lose that 3 out of every 4. But if you win it, that 1 out of 4, it's profitable because you got plus 450.
Yep.
I mean, you're going to accept a lot of losses. You know what I mean?
Listen,
but the win will out.
Absolutely. I mean, to be quite honest, we all know we're looking for what, 55, 56%, right, of the time. And to be honest, if you're doing it right, you're usually betting things that are 2-1, 3-1. You're finding plus money. So sometimes you only got to hit a third of your bets, you know, to really be profitable.
Cleveland has gone to a minus 150, and they were a dog the whole game. So
they got a man on first, 1 out.
Okay.
Men on first, 1 out. They just locked it for me again, so we'll see.
Yeah, me as well.
We'll see what's going on with that bat. Looks like Straw was at the plate. Let's see here.
Yeah, I might like that under 2.5 in that game.
And I'll tell you what, it's still 5-0 in Wrigley.
Yeah. It was 5-0 like an hour ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, when Tyone left, it was 5-0.
So you were on the right side so far of that.
So far.
We should have got that one in, but
that's all right. People that are listening to us and watching us, you know, maybe they also like some of the things that we didn't actually put in.
I see Angels.
And the Rangers take the lead, Matt.
Nice.
The Rangers take the lead and still second and third and 2 out. Now the Rangers are up 3-2. They're at minus 450. Let me ask you something. And if you want to tell me, Dane, shut up, you're getting too cute.
Well, no, we'll talk through anything.
Because we got them on the run line, I can now get Detroit plus 330 to win the game.
Yeah, I'm looking at 320.
Right?
Yeah.
And then in the universe where Detroit wins the game by 1, we've middled it and hit them both. Right? Like, so if I wanted to bet Detroit money line at 3-1 right now, I cannot lose. And a Tigers 1-1 victory, I hit them both. Am I getting too cute, Matt?
I don't know. I think about that.
It's a thin needle to thread, but I'm staring at 3. I'm staring at 3 over to 3-1 now on the Detroit side. That to me, that's the benefit of when we did it on the run line instead of getting the plus, you know, because I do have that 1-run middle there in a close game.
I don't see Detroit winning this game.
They did get out of it, so now we go to the top of the 7th. We're through 6 now. The Rangers rally fell flat at that point. They did take the lead. We got 3-2 Rangers, going into the top of the 7th.
Well, what did we get the Rangers at? It was a minus, like 105 or something.
Minus 105, minus 110. Yeah, so what about a little, not a full half a unit?
Yeah, I would do, because if it's 300, I would do it like a third of a unit.
You're right, at 3-1.
Because that gets you basically.
That gets you back. That covers your bases.
That one's up to you. I got us on Texas. You could get us on Detroit. That's up.
I'm just more throwing out the theoretical. It's not. We're not on it. We'll put the scroll back on for where we are. What we are on. We had the Padres at over 5-1 when they were down 6-3. That one doesn't look too great right now. I wanted to get runs in Toronto. San Fran has piled on in the 9th, but I don't think they got us all the way there. We're going out to the bottom of the 9th, 3-0 San Fran.
What do we need on that?
We need 2 runs.
Oh, so it's 4.5?
It was 4.5, yeah. It was 4.5, and I'm now at 3-0. Toronto hasn't done jack for us. They do have the middle of their order up, though. Chapman, I think, is staring at a full count here to start. Mets up big, but we're watching to see because Milwaukee closed that gap a little bit. We're going to test out if those big run lines are profitable when the last man in the bullpen comes in. That Atlanta game that was 6-2 in the 3rd is still 6-2 in the top of the 9th. Cardinals-Astros still 4-2. Phillies-Cubs still 5-0. Now the total in that one is down to 5.5. So when I was telling people I believed in the wind blowing in, it looks like I may have been on the right side on that one.
Yeah.
Our big ones that I'm watching right now is we're on Texas. We want them to hold this lead. They are now up 3-2 in the top of the 7th. And in this game, we are zooming. We are stretching in Kansas City, Matt, going to the bottom of the 7th here. Yeah. Still zip. But you're absolutely right. The Cleveland bullpen is far better, so I still like that play for us.
Yeah, we're on the right side, but it's baseball. Who the fuck knows? But we are on the right side. Wu got us a K in the 1st, but he gave up a run. Candelario must have went. Did he go yard or something? I don't know.
I've got 2 strikeouts from Kershaw so far. Dodgers up 4-0. Angels got one in the bottom of the 1st off Kopech. It was, I'll give you one guess as to how it happened.
Ohtani home run?
Ohtani home run. Ohtani home run, right center field in his first at-bat in that one, giving the Angels a 1-0 lead. This dude is incredible, man. You think
he's the best baseball player I've ever seen? I mean, and that's not a stretch. I mean, he should be everyone, because he's a great pitcher, right?
I mean, not since Babe Ruth have we seen this, literally. You know what I mean?
If you dropped, when did Babe Ruth play? 1920?
In the 20s,
If you dropped Ohtani off in 1920, it would be ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those things where, if you add up like his WAR, right, like as a hitter and as a pitcher, it's ridiculous. Viper B47 tells me take the winning bet. Don't try and get too cute.
Yeah, that's what we haven't. Yeah, we've stood our ground so far.
Yeah. No, I'm not. It was more putting it out there for the people.
Oh, so
I appreciate you, Viper, letting me know. I'm not doing that. We do think we're on the right side. I will say this: we could have had the money line at plus 180. We took the run line. We'll see what happens. We feel good about that, though. In some of these and some of these other late games, Yankees didn't score in the top of the 1st.
Man, I'll tell you what, the Royals have one hit. If we lose to a team with 2 hits, that's going
to I feel good maybe about talking you off the Rays because Arizona gets 3 in the bottom of the 1st.
Nice.
Behind Zach Gallen now. So now you got Gallen with a 3-run lead.
That's why we're a team, right?
What?
That's why we're a team.
There you go.
Work together.
The yang of it all,
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
3 runs for Gallen is
for Gallen.
That's going to be plenty.
I mean, his ERA has been sub 3 all year. Like I said, I think as of now, I think he's the NL Cy Young. If not him, I don't really know where you would go.
Okay, so Giants Blue Jays over.
It's over?
Yeah. So let's see here. Rangers got through the top of the inning.
Yeah. The other spot to watch is still this Cardinals-Astros game. St. Louis up 4-2, top of the 8th. Nobody on, 2 outs. Kyle Tucker up for them. What about this, Matt? 4-2 St. Louis, right? They're hanging 6.5 as a total. Now, the point that you have to make is St. Louis is up 4-2. They are the home team. So now we're only talking about, we only got 9 outs left in this game.
3 at-bats to get a run. But again, if a half an inning is worth a half a run, that's a run and a half technically.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which would get us over, but
plus 126 to the over here to get a run. But we got 2 men out in the top of the 8th, so the top of the 8th is almost done also.
Right.
That's part of it. Man, this Kansas City Cleveland game now looks like we may be going to the top of the 8th here, scoreless.
I'll take that. They're only 135. I wonder if Kansas City has someone on base. Yeah, I guess not.
No, I got us in the top of the 8th.
Okay.
I got us in the top of the 8th now. Top of the order for Cleveland. So this is the
okay.
Time.
This is
the time for the Guardians/Indians.
What about this under 2.5 at minus 125 in that game? 4 bats. 4 total.
I gotta roll this Chapman up. I gotta roll this Chapman in for the Royals. And as a Yankee fan, I'm telling you, Cleveland can explode on, or Chapman will walk 3 guys. I don't know that.
You think there's going to be 3 more runs scored?
What's that?
You think the 3 more runs will be scored in an inning and a half? 2 in?
I don't think so, but I'm not going to put the play in because I can't trust Chapman for as much as he can beat on his wife.
Shit, man, I want to take that.
Go ahead.
I don't like it at 120. I don't like it at 125 though. If I could get under 2.5 at 115.
Yeah, and over on FanDuel it's minus 140.
Oh, okay.
The under 2.5 is. Angels got that Ohtani home run. Yanks and A's are still. The Diamondbacks now are still hitting, Matt, in the bottom of the first. They're up now 4-0.
Okay.
We think that might be good enough for Gallen. Let me ask you this though.
I just took them. I just took under 2.5.
You did?
Because I don't think if Class A comes in, the Royals ain't scoring in their 2 at bats. So it's got to be Cleveland that scores the 3 runs.
They get to 3, and they only have like 2 hits on the day.
Kansas City has 1 hit. I didn't give that out, by the way.
Fair. I got something for you here. Diamondbacks are up 4-0 here, right? Still hitting in the bottom of the first, okay? That total has gone up to 11.5. I believe in Zach Gallen.
Right.
So I think it can easily be like similar to what we saw in Atlanta, right? Where maybe it's 6-2, but it stays that way. I'd be intrigued by going under the 11.5 in Arizona. What do you say?
I like it too, but for me at DraftKings, it's 125.
Oh, okay.
Now it's 135. So I don't like.
Gotten out.
If it was 120, a lot of, and I know all these guys in the chat know this, but a 10 cents is huge. Like at the end of the year, if you're constantly getting 10 cents to the worst of it, you're not going to be profitable.
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, it's minus 110 instead. It's minus 120 instead of minus 110.
No,
that shit adds up.
Yeah, that matters. And listen, I'm not trying to unit shame someone, right? But it's a difference also if you're betting $50 on it versus if you're betting a nickel, depends on what you're betting on it. Those things don't really matter. Kenny makes a good point about that total, that Cleveland Kansas City total. What happens when we get to the 10th and it's zip?
Okay.
Then all of a sudden, though, you could get 1-1.
Yeah, I'll still. I mean, if we go to the 10th and I got 3 runs in my pocket, I'm still happy.
Yeah, let's say he's only going to pitch the 1 inning, right? And
yeah.
Picket fence in the 10th. That would be the issue for me.
100%.
And then we're screwed.
100%. I would love for them to score 1 run in the bottom of the ninth.
Right.
Or top of the ninth.
The enemy of the under, though. I'll tell you that. The Manfred man, the run expectancy with a man on second and nobody out is like literally, I think, 51% or something like that. It's slightly over 50%.
I would think at 0-0, I got 3 runs in my pocket. I'm still minus 400, 300.
Yeah. Listen, I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that's like the whammy,
Oh, sure.
Whammy, and stop.
100%. Yep.
So, good point there by Kenny. Good point by everybody out there.
Yeah, all these guys. I know all these guys. They're good.
Yeah.
Viral's talking about the Rays at plus 4.5.
That's interesting. But I like the under. You're right. It's heavily juiced.
So basically, you're giving the Rays the lead right now.
If you take the 4.5 with Tampa, yeah.
Yeah. Seattle scored 2 runs.
They're up 2.
So that'll keep Wu in the game a little longer. He's got 2 Ks.
There you go.
All right. That's what I was hoping. Like one an inning, 1.5 an inning for Wu.
Yeah, he's got to get through 6, then, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
5 or 6.
Hopefully 5. Hopefully we'll have 6 Ks through 5. But we got that at plus money, didn't we? Like plus 110 or something?
Yes. I'll put it back up here. Let's see. What was it? Woo, over 5.5 Ks plus 116.
Okay.
Over 5.5 Ks plus 116. And that's been good. So our Padres didn't hit. That total I gave out in Toronto didn't hit. The Woo strikeout looks good. The Texas run line looks good. And we got Cleveland money line right now as well, which we feel good about.
I don't mind Viral's play at the 4.5. I'll tell you why. I mean,
go ahead.
Obviously, the Diamondbacks, I mean,
they're still tacking on, though. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, still for the D-backs in the bottom of the 1st. So
maybe we'll get 5.5.
We will. It is 5.5 right now.
That's what I'm saying. And the D-backs probably won't bat in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah.
So we got an extra at bat.
You like the 5.5?
Plus 5.5. I mean, that's a pretty good play by Viral there.
I like it too. I have just been, and I've been clear here. I'm a big Zach Gallen guy, so I can still see this. I can still see this being 7-1 final real easily.
Right? Yeah. But even at 7-1 at 5.5, we almost covered that fucking bet.
This is true.
Right?
It's true. So we putting it up. We putting it up, Matt. Oh, they just locked it. Hold on. Let's see what this batter does.
Yeah, so obviously something happened there.
It's still 2nd and 3rd with only 1 out here. The total has gone up to 12.5 in the 1st inning. Washington scored a run on Wu in the top of the 2nd, by the way.
In the top of the 2nd? So they have 2 runs now?
No, I said the Nationals scored a run.
Oh, right. Oh, they scored a run, and it's the top of the 2nd.
In the top of the 2nd, yeah. All right, so Arizona got the 5th run across on what looks like a sac fly or something like that. Because we got now still a runner on 3rd, 2 outs, 5-0 D-backs.
Then we get 6.5.
5.5 is the run line.
Okay.
But now to take Tampa plus the 5.5 is pretty juiced. It's minus 145.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think when you come out and have a good night,
and those are all the games, right? There's no game that we haven't touched at all.
No.
Unfortunately, we're still in the rain delay in Baltimore because that was a close game we could have talked about. That was still 2-1. 4-2 St. Louis, bottom of the 8th. That total in Wrigley, we're in the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-1 now. The Cubs got 1 run, have runners on first and second, but with 2 out. 6 on the board so far. I told you I was leaning under the 7.5. We'll see if that one comes in. The Texas comeback has certainly been good for us. They're up 3-2, top 8. And now we're getting into the bottom of the 8th here. Yeah. Zip in Kansas City. 1.5.
I was going to say Cleveland's a dog now. They What's must that? Have. Cleveland's a dog now.
I think that's just because we're in the bottom of the 8th. So there's 2 at-bats to 1. Yeah.
2 at-bats to 1. Yeah.
That's what I think it is.
Probably right.
Locked right now, so we'll see what happens. Royals have 6, 7, and 8 up in their order.
That's good. So they'll have 8, 9, 1.
Oh!
What happened?
I think leadoff double.
By the Royals.
Leadoff double for the Royals.
So their second fucking hit of the game.
Yeah, yes. Leadoff double for the Royals here.
You got to bring in Class A right now. 6 out save or 6 out hold.
Yeah. It's a high leverage situation, right? You bring your best guy in. I mean, it's the inverse of what we were talking about before in the blowouts, right? You're bringing in your last man in the bullpen in those situations. You got to bring in your stud here because 1 base hit here, pretty much could lose you the game.
Yeah.
And we got nobody on and nobody out here. Oh, get the F out of here. I got Kenny telling me Martinez another homer for the Dodgers. I told him I was debating Will Smith or J.D. Martinez, and it looks like J.D. Martinez has hit not 1 but 2 home runs in that one. He has. And the Dodgers are up 5-0 in that one. Goodness gracious, great loss.
Rangers got through the top of the 8th. Or wait. No, they didn't yet.
All right, well, the pressure point right here now. So let me ask you this. If you love the Cleveland bullpen so much, Matt, Guardians money line plus 190.
I mean, if you watch this lower half, it's really strong.
You believe that? Do you believe that if you believe in that bullpen, like you've been saying all night, right?
That's awful juicy. Jesus.
If they get out of this inning, you're gonna love it, right?
But if they get out of the inning, the game's still a coin toss. So you're still at minus 110, even if they get out of the inning.
Right.
And there's a 50-50 chance they don't get out. I don't know, man. I would need 220.
You would need over 2?
Yeah.
1 out. What if I told you we got an out?
That would help.
1 second.
That would definitely help.
Runner still on second. Remember, so now we're at the bottom, and we're at the bottom of the order. This is 8 and 9 coming up here. 1 man out, runner on second.
Yeah, but then you get 1, 2, 3 in the ninth.
Yep, you get the top and the bottom of the 9th, but they have not brought in Class A. So you got to think if they do get out of this, they'd haven't pitched the 9th.
I don't see them scoring on Class A. So
right. So this is definitely the pressure point here. We're still zip in Kansas City. Runner on second, 1 out here, and I do believe it's the bottom of the order. Let me double check where we are on that.
Rays, fucking second and third, no outs. No chance of us getting 4.5 on the Rays.
No, and that's going to probably hurt my under 11.5 if they score here. Or to be honest, maybe they pumped it up even if the Rays got a little bit. Yeah, the total's now up to 12.5. Second and third, nobody out on Zach Gallen though. No, now your run line is 3.5 for Tampa.
Yeah.
It's the bottom of the order here. You got Lopez hitting 208 on the season.
What they moved them over though. I wonder if they bunted or what the hell they did. They got it.
Do that. There was 1 out though. You don't do that to get 2 outs in the inning.
Well, yeah. I'm saying that he was at second with no outs, and they bunted him to third because now there's 1 out and he's on third. I don't know what happened. I'm just thinking out loud. So he's in scoring position with less than 2 outs. I mean, today's baseball player doesn't know how to get someone in from third with less than 2 outs.
It's true.
Although if anyone can, it's Nicky Lopez.
So
he'll bloop something somewhere or get an infield single.
So the ball's in play. I'll let you know in a second here. We're here, bottom of the 8th here. Still zip. This would be huge if they could get it in.
Royals 1-0.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Let's see how they got it in. I still have them at 2 hits. Motherfucker.
Well, and Lopez is on first, so
yeah, they scored on. They didn't. It wasn't a hit. It must have been a sacrifice or ground ball or some shit.
Yeah, but Lopez. I got Lopez on first, so he got there.
He grounded into a fielder's choice.
But I got Lopez on first base.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened.
An error? Could have been an error.
Oh, there is an error for the Indians.
Maybe that was it.
Tell me they kicked the ball.
They didn't change the hit, right? Oh, A. Selly tells us they didn't. A. Selly says you don't even want to know what happened. No, tell us, A. Selly, what happened? He goes, you can't believe what just happened. You don't even want to know what happened. Did they try to get him at home?
Yeah, it looks like Kenny saying they try to get him at home, threw it away.
They try to get him at home. And that's the interesting part here. Philly in the chat right now is like, how do you not bring in Class A? Throwing error. That's what it was, Matt. An error. It was an error.
Torkelson
by an unearned run in this one.
And Torkelson just went yard. I still am okay with that. We got 1.5, and we're sitting at tied. They're the home team. They're the better team. I mean, I'll take that.
We got the Rays, bases loaded, nobody out on the comeback trail, potentially against Gallen. Still zip, Yanks and A's.
I don't know how long Woo's going to be in this game. Bases loaded.
But he's got 2 outs and 2 strikes, so maybe we get a strikeout here, help you K-prop and get him out of the inning. Yeah, so we got it. Now we're tied up in Texas as well, as you just said, with the home run. That's where that run line helps. That's where that run line helps. Remember, I was talking about Tigers money line there for a little while too. Wild pitch from Zach Gallen.
Woo got out of it with a strikeout.
So Gallen throws a wild pitch. Diamondbacks are now 5-1 in that one. Cubs Phillies 5-1, staying under the 7.5 as of now. Hey, Corbin Carroll homered. I might have had him on my Dinger Tuesday card as well. In Arizona. Like that. Ooh, Philly letting us know that Kershaw, I don't want to say it out loud. You're allowed to put it in the chat, but I don't think you can say it out loud, Philly. We'll just say Kershaw's pitching very, very well, Matt.
But, dude, shit, he only has 2 Ks.
I know, but if he's pitching very, very well, maybe they'll leave him in longer.
Oh, yeah, 100%. He's going to have to do some work.
Only 68 pitches. He's got another couple innings left in him. I didn't, Jonathan. I didn't say it out loud. I just said he's pitching very well. That's all. Interesting. Kenny tells us out in Arizona, out in the desert, another wild pitch out of Zach Gallen.
That's strange.
It is strange. I'm all hyping him up as the National League Cy Young Award winner right now. But Tampa's gotten 2 back in the top of the second. Still a runner on third. Still nobody out. What did we see that? +5.5, was it, Matt?
Yeah, I think for a second.
I think it was mostly 4.5. It did touch 5.5, though, we saw.
I mean, I think Tampa's offense is so good. They're still, and they've struggled, but they're still in the top 5 in basically every statistical offensive category.
That's interesting.
Well, shit, it's the top of the 9th in Cleveland.
In a manageable 2 hours and 8 minutes.
Shit. That's a tough one there.
Hey, we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
We got Naylor up.
Gosh, Naylor's going to go yard here. Naylor's going to go yard here. That's what's going to happen. Just so people know also, Matt and I discussed, how almost the third wild pitch viral video tells us. Yo, Gallen, what's going on with him today? He didn't like me saying I thought he was the NL Cy Young. Matt, we talked about, just to let the people know, just some housekeeping here as Cleveland and Kansas City are in the bottom of the 9th. We're going to be doing this on Tuesdays for the most part. All right. Next Tuesday is, the 4th of July. So, Matt, we'll try and figure out, maybe we'll do a Wednesday or another day that week. And just so you know, also, we're going to start it around 8:30 because, like we said, that's we're getting into the bullpen territory and getting you to starting on the West Coast games. Now, Matt, we talked about going till about around 10:30 or so, right? Closing out the East Coast games and then, giving you guys what we think, what we're seeing on some of the West and running this for about 2 hours or so, right?
Yes.
So we got another like 20 minutes or so left in us. Naylor gets on to start the top of the 9th.
Let's go.
Let's go. Vamos, coño. That's let's fucking go, by the way, in Spanish, for those who don't know. All right, we got Kershaw continuing to pitch very, very well through 5 2/3. Zach Gallen continuing to lose the plate. But the real thing we're watching right here now, Josh Bell is up for Cleveland. He's got potential to go yard any at bat, and that would give us what we need here for Cleveland. Of course, this Cleveland-Kansas City game and then the Texas-Detroit game that we're really watching here, that one is now tied in the bottom of the 8th. We need the Guardians to come on back a little bit. And we need the Rangers, although quite honestly, Matt, Detroit 4-3 would be okay for us as well.
Yo, 100%.
And then my little cutesy idea of, coming back on Detroit at like plus 320 or whatever it was would have looked real good.
Yeah. So your Cubs and Phillies are just bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 9th.
Oh, the 7.5 would still be.
So we get that out. We didn't give it out as
we
a
didn't
play,
get it out. We didn't give it out, but we're 1 out away from that one staying under the number with the wind whipping in at Wrigley. Texas takes a 4-3 lead in the bottom of the 8th.
Let's go.
Texas takes a 4-3 lead in the bottom of the 8th. Duran goes yaya. So Texas takes a 1-run lead. We like that. The key here now is can the Guardians do anything? Josh Bell with a 2-2 count, Naylor on first.
Cleveland's plus 215. So we're not, the book thinks we're still in it.
Full count on Josh Bell here, nobody out.
Just went an hour plus 420, so he obviously made an out.
So he struck out. He struck out. 1 out. 1 out. You still got Naylor on first. We got 1 double to the gap. We tie this up, and then they bring in Clase.
I'm surprised, again.
In the high leverage situation, they didn't do it in the 8th.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Look at this. Kenny letting us know that Tampa Bay is almost all the way back. 5-4 Diamondbacks in the first. Good thing I didn't put in the under like the 11.5.
That was a good play by Viral, and we talked about it. We almost were on it.
That's true.
He had them at plus 4.5, maybe.
It was 4.5, and then we saw it touch 5.5 real quick. We
were close to getting on that, but
Oakland takes a 1-0 lead on the Yankees. Also, I told you Jay Brito is the problem there for me. Yeah. We did have someone in the chat also say first 5 A's over 1.5 runs.
Yeah,
they've gotten one there. So listen, I'm telling you, it's not only what I'm saying here. It's not only what Matt's saying here, Mr. New to Your Town. It's also the power of the chat. That's what I love here. So big shout out to Kenny and Jonathan, Viral Video, Philly, everybody joining us in there. You know, the group think is real, you know.
And Dane and I aren't going to be like people to just blow off what you say.
No. We're having a conversation here. Yeah.
Yeah. So keep putting the plays in there. Yeah.
Definitely. I think it's definitely great. Like, listen, and if we're wrong, we're wrong. But I think, you know, overall throughout the summer, we're going to try and get you some cash here. I got a 3-1 count now on Jimenez.
We need a walk here.
We're not done. We are not done in Kansas City.
We got to be getting to the bottom of the lineup, though.
Yeah. We are. Jimenez is hitting 6th in the order. I mean, you know where Josh Bell is hitting in the order, right? So he's hitting in the middle of the order. So now Jimenez is 6th.
I refuse to pregame, pre-flop. I refuse to bet on bad teams. In baseball, I went a full year, and I think I bet on two bad teams like in a year, because they find a way to lose.
Yep, it's true.
So I'm hoping KC finds a way to lose.
All right, we'll see. We got a full count on Jimenez, man on first. I think I don't know what you're feeling here, but I think once KC and Cleveland finish up, and once Texas and Detroit finish up, I think we may sign off for the night here, Matt.
Yeah, yep, I'm cool with that.
All right, just so people know here. 5-4 D-backs, 1-0 Oakland early. But really the hot spots really are this Texas game where, like I said, Duran went yard in the bottom of the 8th to give them a 4-3 lead. And we're seeing if Cleveland can answer what Kansas City did in the bottom of the 8th and try and tie this up in the 9th here. Jimenez is still up by my count. I got a full count on him. He's fouled off a couple of pitches here as well.
Make them throw strikes.
Yep, and listen, we've been saying it all night. We've been giving you things like the bullpen ERAs. This Kansas City bullpen is blunt guts trash.
They're terrible.
You know, we'll see what happens. All we need is 2 hits here or a double, and we got to walk. So we got men on first and second with 1 out here.
Now you start to squeeze the ball a little more.
Yep, absolutely.
Pressure's all on the pitcher.
Absolutely.
Got to throw strikes.
We got Brennan up next. And Matt, Brennan's 2 for 3 on the night.
Okay.
He's 2 for 3 on the night, hitting 272 on the season. But listen, he's hot right now. He's 2 for 3.
Keep the ball off the ground.
They've also pinch run here. They pinch run for Naylor, who was the runner at second.
I can run faster than Naylor.
I'm saying. So now a base hit should score the run. Now a base hit by Brennan or Straw would score the run. So this is the leverage that we're looking at right now. Still 1-0 Kansas City. And in that other one that we're looking at, the Texas-Detroit game.
We're down. We're plus 130. Oh, shit. No. Now we're at 285. Wonder if he made it out.
Oh, in Cleveland already?
Yeah.
Brennan. No, I've got strike 1 on him. That's all.
Okay, cool. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just recapping it. We're still in the bottom of the 8th in the Texas game. That's 4-3. Those are the games we're still watching.
So we need 3 out
in Colorado as well.
We need 3 outs in Texas is all we need.
We need 3 outs in Texas, and we need a base hit. We need a base hit in Kansas City. I got a ball in play.
All right.
Oh.
Double play.
It's a ground ball. It could be a double play.
That's what I say. You just got to put the ball in the air.
Oh. We got a run scored. We are tied at 1.
Let's go.
We are tied at 1. That's what I got here. Jimenez advances.
I got 2. I got 2-1. I got 2-1.
Do you?
Yeah.
2-1 Cleveland?
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh yeah, Brennan doubled.
Let's
Brennan
go.
doubled.
3 for
Jimenez
4
scored and Arias scored. Let's go, Class A. Get warm, brother man.
Well, let's add on.
Let's
add on, right? We got a guy at second.
We got a man on second, still 1 out.
Let's add on.
So by the way, though, let's make that point. Did you put in that under 2.5?
Oh, I think I did.
Because we are now 2-1 Cleveland.
But no, it's 3.5. No, it's 2.5.
It was 2.5. It was 2.5.
Yeah, let me check.
Because I remember my concern was 1-1 in extra innings.
Yeah, I think I did. Shit, so that'll neutralize.
Kenny answers right back. That's why I couldn't take that under 2.5. It was nothing but a tease. Brennan season. I'm with you, Philly. He goes 3 for 4 on the game. 2 ribbies in the top of the 9th with only 1 out.
You know, and Kenny, I agree. Good call, but I'd do that again. You know what I mean? I really would. I think they didn't bring in Class A in the right time. I think if they would have done it in the 8th, we wouldn't be here. But I feel you. That's a good play by you. But I think if I had to do it again, I probably would have. Yeah.
I mean, I get the faith in Class A, right? But I think Philly makes a great point. His point was really on the extra innings as well. You know, that if we got to extra innings, then the picket fence could definitely happen. But all's well that ends well because we didn't have it. We didn't have it on the bottom as one of our official live line plays. And by the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't again say big shout out to the Keg for having Matt and I do this. We're going to be giving it to you once a week probably. So Matt, what do you want to do next week? Because I'm a guy who usually at this time on a July 4th, I'm outside lighting fireworks. So I don't know if I'm going to be following the live lines. So maybe I'll be at
the bar or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So,
we could either pick a different day or skip
let's
a
do
week.
a different day. Let's do like a Wednesday or something. I don't want to skip it only because the following week after that is the All-Star break.
Okay, right.
But I don't want to go 2 weeks without it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll figure it out and we'll let everybody know. But thanks for everybody for getting with us. I hope it's been good just to bat around these different ideas, make different plays. So far, if you look at the bottom,
Rangers 6-3.
That's a final?
Well,
they got up 6-3.
Still batting.
Even better. They're tacking on 6-3 Rangers. We like that in the bottom of the 8th. Cleveland takes that 2-1 lead. That was big for us.
Let's end the night with those 2 wins.
I'm telling you. And it's 5-4 Arizona, only in the bottom of the 2nd. I was all talking about how much I love Zach Gallen. The man throws like 2 wild pitches, gives up 4 in the 1st. So, and interestingly enough, on the other side, Clayton Kershaw is pitching very, very well.
Woo has 5 Ks somehow. I don't know.
We just need 1 more there, right?
And it's only the top of the 3rd.
We like that. We like that.
And it was plus money.
It was. We got that plus 116, I believe. It's there on the bottom of the scroll. You can see that FSU 18 says we got a new follower here. Thank you, FSU 18. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Get in the chat. Tell us what you think. The Woo over 5.5 Ks looks good. To be honest, outside of the Padres you gave out early and that total in Toronto I gave out early, we've been good. We've been good at the Cleveland. Cleveland looks good. Texas looked good. The strikeouts look good. So
yeah, we can end with we're on pace to end with 3 straight here. So let's hope
that actually holds form here. Let's hope that your boy Class A can come in and shut the door in the bottom of the 9th in Kansas City, and let's hope we can get 3 more outs there in Texas as well. Even though the Rangers are still batting right now.
The Guardians are still batting too. Let's have a wild pitch here.
The Guardians are no longer batting. I hate to bring you that news.
Take that back.
We're going to the bottom of the 9th, though. I just want to see the words Emmanuel Clase has come in to pitch. That's what I wanted to see, and that's what I have just seen. E Clase replaces T Stephon. So we like that. So we need 3 outs in Kansas City, 3 outs in Texas.
1 strikeout in Seattle.
If we can get that 1 strikeout in Seattle, That is true. I can't believe I told you I was going between Will Smith and JD Martinez to go yard, and JD Martinez goes yard twice in Coors Field. And Kershaw is out of the game. So that K prop I did not get to. He only gave up one hit, but after the one hit, they felt comfortable bringing him out.
Right, exactly.
I will say
you would have been better served if he had that kept the no-no. Yeah.
If he kept the no-no, they might have pushed him. Woo's over 5.5 Ks have cashed, Zach Davis said.
Oh.
So it looks like he
in
got
3 innings.
Like that.
We don't need a full fucking game. We do it in 3 innings.
I love it when a K prop hits in like the 4th inning. You gotta love that. Tom Moeller saying, appreciate it, guys. Looking for more. Thank you for that. So thanks to everybody. We've been doing this for 2 hours. We've been giving out a lot of stuff. There was also stuff that, we didn't officially give out. But, looks decent because it is a final, I believe, at Wrigley at 5-1.
Good call there.
So remember, I was talking about the under with the wind in that one, under the 7.5. Looks like that holds. 5-1 Phillies is the final there.
And me and Philly are on the same page. Bad teams will do bad things. Yes. What did I say about the Royals?
Yes, that's it. Staying on brand.
And sure enough, they gave it up.
To be sure. I like that. Now, let me ask you something. And this was something I had I didn't even really talk about it with you. I had in Baltimore, I had Wells over 5.5 Ks. Mm-hmm. He got it, but now I'm in a rain delay.
Well, that's okay. It'll be official.
It'll be official because they're in the 8th inning. So
yeah,
if they do in fact call it, I still hit on that one.
Yeah.
It just has it. It's still in my active bets though. I like it when it's moved over to the settled bets. That's all. And I can get the money in my damn account. That's what I'm looking for. But it is 1, 2, 3 for the Royals up.
Okay.
We'll see what Bobby Witt Jr. can do.
I mean, Class A hasn't given up a run.
No, I'm with you. Dude is a stud. It'll be Prado, Witt, and Melendez, who are combined 0 for 8 on the day so far. But remember, Kansas City only has 2 hits. Kansas City only has 2 hits on the night. Our guy Brennan has more than that himself. Including what could be the game-winning RBIs for us. And we got 1 out in Kansas City. So we're 2 outs away in that one. And we're still in the bottom of the 8th in Texas. Texas piling on. It's now 8-3 Rangers.
I mean, that's another team, a bad team that had the lead that gave it up.
That's what we said, even when they were down. We brought it up when it was 2-0 Detroit. And right away you were on that. And I was saying, listen, Texas is the best offense in the American League. They're going to score. And look, you pick your head up, and now they're up 8-2.
And we left money on the table there. We could have had that at plus 180.
We had it money.
And I was just being conservative. Okay, well, let's get the 1.5.
Yep.
And that's okay.
That's fine. Listen. Like I always say, you can't go broke making a profit, my friend. So we'll take that. But the key here is let's get 2 more outs in Kansas City. And we'll be in good shape.
We could probably sign off on that. We don't really have to wait for that Texas.
I feel good about the Rangers. Let's get these 2 more outs in Kansas City, and then we'll call it a night.
Yeah.
How does that feel to you,
We
Matt?
got to hope the Rangers hold that 5-run with 3 outs.
Yeah, we'll feel good about it. And if you want to, if you don't feel good about it, you can get Detroit right now. I think it's something like you can get Detroit at like 16-1 if you have any concerns. I'm not advocating for it, but hey. Yeah, Texas blowing it open now in the bottom of the 8th. They're up 8-3. 2 outs in Kansas City. Bobby Witt Jr. grounded out. So we're staring at Melendez here. 0 for 3 on the night, hitting .212 on the season, facing Class A. We get 1 more out. We're out of here. We're out of here looking like a profitable night here, Matt.
Blackburn pitching pretty well against your Yanks.
He is. He is. Remember in the chat, someone said over 1.5 runs for Oakland in the first 5. So we'll see what happens there. They would still need one more, but we are 1-0 Oakland in the top of the 4th. You had Stanton in that game, right?
Yeah.
Stanton 0 for 2. Blackburn with 3 strikeouts so far. I think you were under 4.5 strikeouts in that one.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 2/3. He's thrown 60 pitches already.
So that's going to be, it'll either be 4 or 5. I bet.
That'll be close.
That's going to be close.
That'll be close. We'll see what happens there. 1-2
What?
count
That
on
was
Melendez.
that was plus money though.
It was.
Yeah.
1-2 count on Melendez. We'll see if Class A can end this and send us home happy. Still 5-4. Diamondbacks Rays. Come on, Class A. End this. Melendez got to first base.
Shit.
That's unfortunate.
It's okay.
An error.
Oh,
Error by the second baseman, I believe.
That's worse.
Because remember, Kansas City only had 2 hits on the day. They still only have 2 hits.
Yeah, I see the Guardians now have 2 errors.
Yeah, it was an error.
And I think wasn't it an error that scored the Royals run?
The Royals run came on it. It was an unearned run on an error, yes.
Right.
And Cleveland, generally speaking, is a good defensive team.
Yeah.
They got no power, but they make contact and they play defense usually. But it'll be Garcia up right now, and the first pitch is in play, so it shouldn't take long. And he's out. That's a wrap.
Sweet.
That's a wrap. 2-0 Cleveland. We look good. We look good on Texas. So I think it's about that time here, Matt.
Yes, sir. Okay, good first.
We're going to be signing off. But thanks to everybody. Game over. Philly, Kenny especially. Before we head out, real quick, Matt, Kenny wants to know thoughts on the rest of this Yankees game before we head out. Listen.
Well, here's what I would say. Sorry.
You go first.
Obviously, that's your team. You could definitely speak to it. But you have the worst pen against the best pen.
Yes.
So, I mean, when I say the worst to the best, it literally is the worst and the best. Not second, third. It's the worst pen against the best pen.
Yep.
So if it gets into the pens, I mean, I don't know if you could get the Yanks plus. You could definitely get the Yanks plus money.
They're down the run. So that's what I was going to say. That's literally what I was just going to say is if you can get the Yanks plus money, I would do it. I agree. I see the Yankees plus 150 on FanDuel right now, down the run.
There's no way. And the Yanks aren't hitting. But is that pen going to not let the Yanks score?
Right. They're going to score some runs.
Yeah.
I think they're going to score some runs. So I would not be mad about taking the Yankees on the money line or even taking the Yankees plus a 1.5 like we did with Texas. In essence, Matt, this Oakland Yankees game is pretty analogous to Texas Detroit.
Yeah.
Right?
The only downside is it's minus 155.
Right. But I do have faith in the Yankees coming back. So we'll leave you with that. We'll leave you with that and see if it happens. We'll let you guys know what day of the week we'll be on again live next week. We'll figure it out. But Matt, good maiden voyage here. 2 hours. We made the people some money. We got some new followers. It looks like we got a good crew that's going to join us here when we do live lines here for Baseball Over the Summer.
Super excited, my friend.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks to the chat.
For everybody in the chat, thank you. For Matt, I'm Spitting Statistician Dane. This has been Live Lines on the Sports Keg YouTube channel. Check it out all the time, whether it's NASCAR, UFC. We're here to get you paid, and we'll be back next week at some point, all right? Have a good night, everybody. Peace.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, man.